Welcome to the 7th Lilia White National Gymnastics Championships, being held once again in the magnificent Wembley Arena. There are 13 regions taking part, plus a team from Southern Ireland. In all, an amazing total of 65 girls with ages ranging from 12 to 15 years old, and all competing for just 4 individual apparatus titles, plus an overall team title. And we really are expecting gymnastics of the highest standard. The asymmetric bars, and for the first time in a national championship, the rails, as they're now called, are made of fiberglass. The beam, perhaps the hardest piece, only 10 centimetres wide and 1 metre 10 from the ground. The vault. Each gymnast has 2 vaults. The highest scoring counts in this particular competition. Finally, the floor, an area of just 12 metres square, where the gymnasts must perform a mixture of dance and acrobatic movements in not more than a minute and a half. Well, the gymnasts have certainly got plenty of support today. Not only a capacity-packed arena, but their own mums and dads too. And of course the coaches. Our commentary team includes one of those coaches, Monica Phelps. But first of all, let's join John Taylor.
These Lilia White Championships are unique in that the girls can only compete on one piece of apparatus, so it's make or break for them. And we join the competition on the vault, Suzanne Perkis from the south. The vault, perhaps the worst of all the pieces. Just 20 seconds she's come all the way to Wembley for. Vital she gets it right, and that's a good start for her. A pike Sukahara. And the score, 8.95.
And on the asymmetric bars from London and Kent, Linda Tabor. Linda, only 15 years old, and a reserve in the National Elite Squad, performing very well. We're looking for handstands, circle movements, somersault movements. Missing a handstand there. She's building to her dismount, a clear circle, to a hex dismount. 8.8, a very good score and a good start for the team.
Wendy Hallisey from the northwest. Well, if the vault's the biggest make or break piece of apparatus, the beam's certainly the most harrowing. In a normal competition, when they're competing on all 4 pieces, the girls like least of all to begin on the beam, and she hasn't another piece after this. So this first 30 seconds, vital for her confidence. For these young girls, Wembley Arena, a mammoth stadium, most of them have not competed in this sort of atmosphere before. Good split jump there from Wendy. She must perform movements forwards and backwards. All of those little jumps very much more difficult on that narrow area. And that cartwheel there. Slight stutter on the recovery. All of those wobbles mark her down. Got a nice confident exercise from her. And her score, 8.6.
Suzanne Perkis preparing for her second vault. She'll be anxious to improve her first score. And a beautiful vault of Sukahara in the straight position, an increased tariff. This having a difficulty rating of 9.9. A slight hesitation on landing, but 9.25.
Laura Thomas from the south on the asymmetric bars. Allowed to use that springboard there for her mount. Nice pirouette. Must work on both bars. If she works too much on one, then she'll be penalized.
Beautiful giant swing there from Lorna into a straight back away. A very difficult exercise for a 13-year-old. 8.65.
Tracy Brakel from the northwest, the first floor exercise we see. Going there for a double tuck-back somersault, but unfortunately didn't quite get round. Those hands down, that must cost her at least 0.3 of a mark.
Nice Arabian somersault from Tracy. This is her third appearance at these championships, one of the real stalwarts of the sport. She's been in gymnastics for 8 years, and unlike many of the younger girls, is quite experienced. There, an attempt at a handstand double pirouette, a difficult movement, which in fact she missed. She'll be eager to make up for that and complete this last tumble. A nice double twisting back somersault. Well, a good routine from Tracy, but unfortunately that fall will cost her points. And there we see that reflected in the mark of 8.45.
One of the younger girls, Helen Clark from Sussex and Surrey, just 13 years old. She's about to vault. They're going for the handspring, 1.5 front somersault, but over-rotated it, fell forward badly onto her hands, 8.55, but she's got another vault to make up for it.
Maxine Francis from the West Midlands must be a favourite on the asymmetric bars. She's just returned from Moscow, where she spent a month training as her reward for winning the Daily Mirror scholarship. A very strong worker, showing good sequences of handstands, clear circles. Shoot from dismount, no stop there from Maxine. She should get a good score.
Yes, Maxine using all her experience there, and it is a good score, 9.1.
Next will be number 19 from the southwest, Arabella Foyt.
Arabella Foyt from the southwest. The southwest, of course, Monica Phelps's district. Arabella from Bristol, but she belongs to the Cardiff Gym Club. Crosses the bridge to do her training. The more extension she gets on those leaps, the more credit she'll get from the judges. She must perform backward movements and forward movements. Arab spring back walk over there, nicely done, and there's the pirouette that every beam exercise must contain. Still a bit diffident. Obviously, very difficult piece to perform in front of a big audience, but a nice finish, well landed there on that twisting back somersault. 8.7 for Arabella, and a few words from Monica, what she might have or might not have done. Helen Clark from Sussex and Surrey. For her second vault, fell over on that first one, only scored 8.55, and that's a better one, just a slight step on landing. A sigh of relief from her. This is the handspring, 1.5 front somersault again. Almost under-rotates that time and has to take the little step backwards, but makes it safely, and a much better mark, 9.15.
And from the Eastern region, Jackie McCarthy, only 13 years old, and runner-up in this year's Thames Television Junior Gymnast of the Year competition. Eager to do well for herself and the team today. And what a first tumble, but unfortunately a fall on that double back. A good competitor she is, the fall was history, and she's made a brilliant recovery.
And a double twister on her final tumbling run. Well, a good finish, but she did have that fall, and that probably cost her any chance of the first place, 8.95, and her team score, 17.5. This, of course, a team championship as well as an individual one. In the lead at the moment, the South with 17.9, East in second place, last year's champions Yorkshire in third, but the favourites, West Midlands and the Northwest, way down in equal sixth place at the moment.
This competition a real family occasion, and father and brother there watching West Midlands' Sally Larner, the runner-up in the British Women's Vault Championships. So she's really a master on this piece of apparatus. And there we see a beautiful Sukahara in a straight position. I think that other competitors are going to have a lot to beat that. 9.55.
Vivienne Jennings from the Northwest. Now, she not only wants to do well for herself, but the Northwest badly in need of a good score from her to lift themselves up that team championship table.
Two good clear circles to handstand. Vivienne really making use of these new fiberglass rails, used for the first time in this country. And there, a beautiful move. It's called a Zucholtschlöden, after its East German originator. A particularly long exercise. Normally only 10 moves are required. A whip salto to finish. And she looks pleased with that 8.85.
Next floor exercise for number...
Wendy Davis from Yorkshire, the girl who came here as a 12-year-old last year and won the floor title, back to defend it. Good height on that double back somersault. So many of the girls now performing them. Really shows the improvement in girls' gymnastics in Britain. Secure and very confident. Last year she had to survive the lights going out and redo her exercise, but no such dramas this year. A final tumbling run.
Wendy not only mastering difficult skills, but mastering artistry and the skill of looking as though she's enjoying herself. Still time for a smile and a wonderful score of 9.25.
Well, as Sally Lana waits for her second vault, Sue King's joined her father and her brother.
Well, Mike, Sally's about to take her second vault. Do you think she's going to be able to better that score of 9.55?
Hopefully, but we're still very worried about her thumb, which she broke last week.
Doesn't seem to deter her, though, does
No,
it?
it's very determined.
Is it strapped up at all?
No, we can't strap it. We could have had a splint on it, but it wouldn't have been any good.
Absolutely perfect.
9.6.
You're hoping for a 9.6. That was exceptionally good, wasn't it?
Considering she hasn't done any work for over a week, it's very good.
How's the training schedule going? Is it very hard?
It's been interrupted. Thursday was the first time she worked hard since she broke her thumb, and did some vaulting on Thursday for the first time. And it's been going well up till the time she broke her thumb very well.
Well, she's in the lead at the moment. There's only 2 vaults to go after her, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed for her.
That's right.
Well, let's have a look at that vault again. Her father thought it was better. Good speed here on the runway. Absolutely essential to get the lift needed for this vault. The straight Sukahara, that straight position. Look how long she holds it. And a good landing with just 1 step back. And 9.65. And look what that's done for the West Midlands team score, 35.1.
Lorna Morrison from Scotland, aged 15. An Arab Spring tuck back, what a super try. A new mount, but losing 0.5 there. Lorna is hoping for a medal this year. She's made 3 appearances at the Lilia White Championships. And beam is a really difficult piece to try and hold those nerves. A slight wobble, another deduction of about 0.1. So far, Lorna is demonstrating tremendous variety in the routine. She's shown lots of difficulty, but she's got 8.7 to beat from Arabella Thwaites. This is where the adrenaline has to be controlled so that the gymnast doesn't wobble. A straddle jump, which is a movement of superior difficulty. She's really packing in the difficulties here. The whistle there indicating that she's to be off the beam in 5 seconds, and a full twisting back somersault. Can she do it? It was a very difficult exercise. 8.8, just 0.1 ahead of Arabella Thwaites.
Well, from the very experienced Lorna Morrison to the very inexperienced Julie Foster, the smallest girl in the competition, and just 12 years old. She only just made the minimum age limit. And a big occasion for her. She knows that if she performs really well, that Scotland could just creep into the team medals. But a very simple exercise. Performed it nice and cleanly, but not too much difficulty there. And that reflected in the score, just 7.25.
And Philippa Muzikant from London and Kent, the last performer in this Lilia White Championship today. And the first double back tight somersault that we've seen today.
Somersault and a side somersault in that middle tumbling routine. She really has made a breakthrough in the last year with her tumbling.
Double twisting back somersault to finish. Philippa really has crammed in a tremendous amount of difficulty into that 1.5 minutes. Some very difficult tumbling from Philippa. See this power and speed that she's building up into this tumble. The Arab Spring, the flick-flack as a speed builder to put herself in the right position for takeoff to launch 2 somersaults in a pike position. She's slightly under-rotated, but she squeezes in and lands it beautifully. And this really has been a marvellous competition. So much difficulty from these girls today. A 9.05 for Philippa, giving her the silver medal behind Wendy Davis.
And that performance also lifted London and Kent to 4th place. But there in 1st place in these Lilia White Championships organised by the BAGA, the West Midlands, who remarkably were in 6th equal place at halfway. The individual champions, the vault, Sally Lana, broken thumb and all with that marvellous 9.65, Helen Clark 2nd and Suzanne Perkis 3rd.
On asymmetric bars, Maxine Francis from the West Midlands 1st, Vivienne Jennings Northwest 2nd, and Linda Tabor, London and Kent 3rd.
Scotland's Lorna Morrison's the new beam champion, just 0.1 ahead of Arabella Theuts from the southwest and Wendy Hallisey from the northwest.
And Yorkshire's Wendy Davis retained her floor title by winning the gold medal for the 2nd year running, with Philippa Musekund from the London and Kent region 2nd, and Eastern region's Jackie McCarthy 3rd.
But what a day for the West Midlands, winning the team title for the first time. Their reserve, Pamela Hanson, Debbie Broom, Sarah Ridgway, and their 2 winners, Maxine Francis and Sally Lana. For her, any competition's a real family occasion.
Right, well, besides Sally and brother and Dad, we've also got the 2 Nans, who I'll talk to in just a second. First of all, Dad, what did you think of it then?
Excellent competition all round. Nice to see the team won, West Midlands. Just couldn't find a nicer group of girls anywhere, I don't think.
And you're obviously very pleased with Sally's performance.
Very pleased, not bad.
What about you, Jonathan? What did you think of it?
It was all right.
Oh, it was right, yeah, excellent.
It was
All right. Let's talk to the 2 Nans. You must be used to this by now.
Oh, yes. Well, we go as often as we can, anyway.
And what did you think of her performance?
Oh, lovely. Great. Yeah.
I thought she should have only done one when she got 9.5, owing to her thumb, but
I know.
She
the other
came
one
higher
was much
next
better.
time, yes. Oh, yes, we were thrilled to bits. It was marvellous.
She could only get better.
Yes.
Shame she couldn't bring a
Yeah.
bit more support, but not this time.
So
Yeah.
it's not bad.
No.
And Sally, what about the thumb? Tell us a little bit about that. What happened?
I broke my thumb playing hockey.
And did it affect you at all today? It didn't seem to.
No, not today.
What about having it strapped up?
I haven't had it strapped up at all.
And you weren't at all worried about it?
No, 'cause it's nearly better now.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're obviously very determined to do it anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks very much to all of the Lana family. Well, I'm sure you'll agree that we really have seen some excellent gymnastics here this afternoon, both in the individual and in the team performances. And with such a high standard, we really do have something to look forward to in the future. Meanwhile, from all of us here at Wembley, goodbye.